Hey everybody, welcome to MMA Heat. Karyn Bryant here talking with Lyoto Machida, who is taking on Gegard Mousasi for the second time at Bellator 228. Listen, Lyoto, it is a really big fight, obviously an exciting rematch. What did you think when this fight was offered to you, the chance to fight Gegard again?
So I was supposed to fight for the title.
Yeah.
So I was expecting Mousasi beat Lovato,
Right.
but ended up Lovato won the fight
Mm-hmm.
against Mousasi. So and Lovato wasn't able to
Uh-huh.
face on myself. So the Bellator offered me to have another fight against Mousasi.
Yeah.
In order to be like very active,
Yeah.
active. Like I don't like to be like just sit still and waiting for the title.
Right.
So I accept the fight, and I think that that fight can be a good matchup for me.
Mhm. And was it just a timing thing for Rafael that he just couldn't be ready as soon as you wanted to fight?
What I heard from Bellator that Rafael was a little bit injured,
Hmm.
so he couldn't have a training camp for that
Right.
fight in September 28th here in LA. So
Right.
but I have said to Bellator that I would like to do like at least three fights a
Right.
year.
Right.
So because I like to 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 training and
Hmm.
to be fighting.
Right. Well, we like it too, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, you just fought in June, a nice win over Chael Sonnen. But when you do look at Gegard, obviously Rafael was very successful on the canvas. That's his specialty. We know that he had the most success against Gegard on the ground, but you're not a ground fighter. So where do you see your opportunities to beat Gegard?
So we already fought each other
Hmm.
back in the day. So I still believe the fight can stay stand
Hmm.
for a while. That the moment that I can capitalize on that fight
Hmm.
against Musasi. But of course, in my training camp, I'm training everything:
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, wrestling with Kenny Johnson,
Hmm.
Fabrício Verdun, René Gracie. So I'll be ready for any situation. But of course, I still believe that that fight can be on the feet
Hmm.
for a while, and I can I can control the fight. I have the tools to fight him again.
Right. Well, I was actually there in Jaraguá years ago when you guys fought for the first time. It was such a great fight. Were you confident at the end that you had won? Because it was very close.
Yeah, the fight, right? The
Yeah.
fight was very close.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't agree.
Oh, okay.
I yeah, I believe that the fight was so I had the upper hand
Hmm.
against Musasi, so I could control the fight. So he even touched me
Hmm.
in 5 rounds. So we had a chance to we scrambled a little bit on the ground for a couple minutes, but we didn't have a chance to stay there,
Right.
and I could control the fight more. At the very end of the fight, see, he almost tapped when I hit him
Hmm.
very strong,
Yeah.
and he turned his back, and the fight's over in that moment because the bell
Right.
just it was there, and we couldn't finish the fight in
Right.
that way.
Right.
I couldn't.
Right. Well, he did tell me he didn't think it was that close either. Like I thought it was closer than he's like, no, he beat me. Like he definitely recognizes that you had the victory there. But what do you think could be different this time? Because that was what 5 years ago or something. You are both different fighters now.
But yeah, yes and no. So we are the same fighters,
Hmm.
but in different time, right?
Yeah.
So we cannot change everything. That's my mindset. That's what I believe. We
Hmm.
cannot change everything. Not even me and Musas as well. So
Right.
we are the same fighters, but of course we have more experience.
Hmm.
We have a lot of fight under our belt since that fight.
Yeah.
But what we have to do is just to study what the strategy can be,
Hmm.
what we can apply in that fight. But the essence is the same. No, you cannot
Hmm.
change everything. We are the same. Of course, I improved a lot. He improved a lot as well. But I believe that the fight can go to the ground, can stay on the
Yeah.
feet. It depends, but I still believe we are the same fighters with more experience.
Well, it's amazing to hear that you're still getting better at things at the young age of 41. Is it maybe the training with Kenny, wrestling? Where do you think that you are still improving?
So, especially my physical condition. So we still with my head coach Vinicio Anthony. So he put a lot of focus on conditional training, like improve my speed, my mobility, my agility, and my cardio too. So because of that, I still feel that I'm young and I have 40 years young. So, and I train with I train with Kenny Jones as well,
Yeah.
with the rest of my trainees in my training camp. But of course, I still believe that what can what can be the difference between a guy 41 years old and 30 years old? The techniques almost the same. The experience, I have more experience, but not that. What I can say is the condition, the physical condition. If you can keep your physical condition very high level,
Right.
so you're able to fight anyone.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And even though in this situation, Gegard has youth advantage, he is a little younger than you. He's got 50 something fights. So, he has a lot of years on him, fight years on him as well. So maybe the age difference isn't as big as it is with some other fighters.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah.
believe that.
Yeah, I think so too. So when you consider this fight with Gegard, you had the opportunity for maybe a title fight. People might say, Lyoto, this is a risk. If you don't win, you maybe won't get a title shot, and you should have maybe just sat and waited. So I know you said you wanted to be active, but did you think of the risk of this fight?
The high risk,
Yeah,
the high reward you have, right?
yeah,
So Musasi is a tough opponent.
yeah.
Of course, I have the risk, but since when I started fighting, since when I was competing karate or in submission, in sumo, in whatever I did back then, my mindset's a little bit different. There is only one champion. So in order to be a champion, you have to beat everyone. So I have this mindset. Of course, I would like to fight for the belt as soon as possible. But if it's not possible, I like to be active.
Yeah.
In order to be active, I have to face anyone. In order to be a champion, I have to face anyone. That's my mindset.
Well, and that's perfect. And I have to say, for those of us who, it's hard to say we miss you in the UFC. That's where I mainly work. So I miss seeing you there, and I miss the opportunity to talk about you and Gegard, both of you there. But obviously, Bellator is a fantastic organization doing really great things. So I don't want to sound like they're not good, because they're very, very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm curious about for you, because moving to a new organization, was that kind of a new life for you in your career too? Did that hit a reset button for you?
Oh, everybody knows what happened in my situation when they let my contract run. So I had the options to choose in UFC and Bellator, and I gave my word to Scott Coker, so I cannot come back anymore because
Right.
I'm a man of one word. And but I'm so happy being in Bellator.
Yeah.
So the treatment is so well. I have a very I get along with Scott Coker, Mike Cogan, so people in the director, the presidents. So that's so important. The relationship is everything. We know that as an employee, you have the good relationship with your boss, with the president, and people like that. So it means everything. So for me, it represents a lot, and I'm very happy to be in Bellator, and I wanna make history in Bellator as well.
Nice. Yeah, I've known Scott since the Strike Force days. He's always been a great guy, a stand-up guy. So, yeah, I think he's doing really great things there. In terms of, let's say you are victorious and They say that you can fight Rafael. In the past, people talk about Brazilians fighting each other, and sometimes it's tough when that happens. It splits your fans. Like, how do you think that would play out? I don't know if you and Rafael are friends. Like, how would that be to fight him?
No, so I'm a very professional fighter.
Yeah.
So if I have to fight Rafael, that's gonna be an honor for me because Rafael is a true martial arts. He's a really champion and real champion. So for me, I don't have this type of thing, to know I cannot fight Rafael. So we already fought in 2003 in a submission grappling competition. And he is so respectful. He's so devoted to his training. I respect a lot him, but of course I won the belt. Or I can fight in 205 as well. Yeah. So I won the belt.
That's true.
Or I can fight Ryan Bader, or I can fight Rafael Lovato. Or the best option is to fight they both.
Right, exactly. Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, as fighters age, a lot of time they can go up in weight. We know you've had success at 205 before anyway. So I'm sure when Scott signed you, he thought of that. Like, he's got a potential two division champion here. And that is very exciting.
That's the ideal.
Yeah.
That's the ideal, to have two belts in the same organization. So I gave all my life to this sport. Since when I was young, like 4 years old, I started karate. So I was very devoting, and I dedicated all my life to this sport. So I think that I deserve to be a champion again, and not even for me, but I have a lot of things. So I want to show everyone that everything is possible. It depends on you. If you put effort on that, you can have whatever you want.
That's true. Very true. We remember you told us about having a dream and everything. That was years ago, and it still resonates today. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, one thing you said, and I don't know whose interview you said after this, Gegard will not be able to have any excuses. I know you're feeling confident that you can beat him twice, because he has said some things and, whatever about this or that, and making up reasons why maybe you had more success against him the first time. So what's your take on that in terms of him not having complaints anymore?
So when you lose some fights, you tend to complain.
Yeah.
But when you look for the second time, you have no excuses. Excuses. So this time I'll be ready, September 28th, to give a show, to give my best. So that's what I told you. I'm very devoted to my training camp. I'm so disciplined fighter. So I'll give my best, and I'm going to bring this victory for me, for sure.
Well, I know it's going to be an incredible fight. I if I'm honest with you, though, Lyoto, I kind of hate that you're fighting each other, because I like you both so much. I kind of hate it. Like, the fan in me is like excited to see what happens, but I hate it. Like, I'm being honest. Whatever.
Amen.
Yeah. But that aside, last thing I want to ask you about before I let you go here, is it true you and Verdum are neighbors, right? Like, so you literally live on the same street? Is that right?
We literally live like 5 houses different. Like, I live here, 5 houses after my house is a Verdum. So every time he passed in front of my house, he yelled. I yelled too when I passed in front of his house. Nice. So we are very good neighbors.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Is it the safest street in the neighborhood?
Same street, like just 5 houses.
No, I mean, is it the safest street for people?
Oh yeah, yes. yeah. The safety street in Redondo Beach.
I love it. Well, so for in the meantime, after your fight, during your camps, you're always at your academy, right? So that's a place people can come and actually train with you?
Yes. Sometimes I teach, but the main part, my brothers and other teachers are there too.
Nice.
To teach people. So, nice. But our philosophy is based on karate and Bushido, Japanese philosophy.
Right.
That's the main thing that I believe martial arts can bring to everyone.
Nice. I love it. Well, listen, Lyoto, it is always a pleasure. I'm sorry we couldn't do this in person. I blame the germs at my daughter's school, but I appreciate your time, and I'm sure you guys are going to have a great fight. Best of luck. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Lyoto. Have a great day.
Bye. You too.
Ciao.